Oh, welcome to Tyler's Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is February the 26th, 2025. We're getting closer to 2K25 to finally to be here. Jeez, it's taking forever. Maybe because I'm not patient enough. I want to try to be quiet because my brother is sick, so I want to try to be quiet when I do this video. Try to be respectful. He was respectful when I was sick. Now I'm going to be respectful when he's sick. So I'm going to try to be not loud when I do this video. I'm trying to make sure that you guys can hear me and not too loud that I could wake my brother up when he's sick. So please don't yell at me if I'm too low. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got some NXT to talk about. We got big matches that will be happening at Roadblock. We got TNA stars will be facing NXT stars. I'll tell you guys more about that because all of these matches got made after their match that they had in NXT. But we have one segment, and it was Jordynne Grace. She came out to talk about why she's here, and she wants to be a champion. But she knows that Stephanie McCurr and Julia are busy right now. I would tell you guys more about that when we get there. So when she's keep talking and all of that stuff, and then she got interrupted by Roxanne Perez, and saying that this is still her division without the championship. But Jordynne Grace says, "You say this is your division. Where's your title?" So Roxanne says, "I want to win the Elimination Chamber. I'm going to do all this. I'm going to do all that." So they had and there's a gap between them. And she says, "Don't make me put you back into TNA because this is her first couple weeks on NXT." And then she said, "There's a famous saying." She said the saying, and then she just punched Roxanne Perez in the face, and then she grabbed her and she tried to throw her. But Roxanne slithers out of the shoulders of Jordynne Grace. So we might see the feud between Roxanne and Jordynne Grace reunite. So that's all that. We got some interviews, and it looks like we got Tony D'Angelo will defend the NXT North American title next week against Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears has his family now. Tony D'Angelo has his. But it looks like Tony D'Angelo wants to do this by himself. Everybody is questioning that, except for Rizzo. She says the Don has it. But Stax and Luca is not really happy with this. Because now Shawn Spears has Nico Bance, Brooks Jensen, and Izzy Dame in his corner. And we all know he's not going to do this by himself. Like Tony D'Angelo. So, yeah. Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan were arguing each other on the bus because Miss NXT had to ask about what's going on between those two, and Kalani Jordan has to talk about Jada Parker, and Jada Parker was behind them, and she said, "You're talking to me? You're talking about me?" Kalani says, "I'm not talking to you, so buzz off." So yeah, a lot of things happen there. I believe they're going to have a match next week. Roadblock is in 2 weeks at Madison Square Garden. So that's going to be big. It's NXT's first time to be in Madison Square Garden. Main roster always been in Madison Square Garden multiple times. Now it's NXT's turn. I still have a nasty cough. I hate it. So first match of the evening, we got the Women's North American title on the line. Stephanie McCurr versus Carmen. It was a pretty okay match. It was pretty good. But the winner of the match, and still your champion, was Stephanie McCurr. And when she was doing her celebration, Julia came out. She says, "You think you're the best champion?" She says, "You're not. I am." So they're going, Stephanie says, "How about we find out?" To see who, I think Julia says, to see who's a better champion, me versus you. But Stephanie says, "No, this shouldn't be a normal match. This should be title for title." Ava made it official when she had her interview with the interviewer, with Sarah, and she made it official. Both titles will be on the line at Roadblock in 2 weeks. Not a big fan of this because you're gonna undisputed unification the North American title and the NXT Women's title. I'm not a big fan of that. If they do that, I hope they don't. I hope they just hold 2 belts and whoever wins it, if it's Stephanie, she defends the titles. That's separate, and then that's it. And if it's Julia, she does the same thing. So both titles will be on the line. We have Moose versus Lexis King for the X Division Championship. I never thought I will be doing a video, an NXT video with Moose in it, defending his X Division Championship. Lexis King almost won this title. He was doing a good job. And this was in his hometown, Lexis King's hometown. Everybody's loving it. But, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match and still your X Division champion, never thought I would ever say that in the NXT show, is going to be Moose. Moose retains. Moose did not really celebrate because Obafemi came out. He said this is the match that everybody wants. Moose versus Obafemi. So he says, how about we do this? In 2 weeks at Madison Square Garden, at Roadblock. Moose versus Obafemi for the NXT Championship. And it's official. It's going to be for the NXT title. It's not for both titles. It's for the NXT title. Let's see what happens there. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hardys makes the return to the WWE, but they make their debut to the NXT because they never wrestled in NXT before. They will be versing No Quarter Catch Crew. I thought it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. I was happy that the Hardys showed up. Hardy Boys. They're called the Hardy Boys, but I believe they were the Hardys in the TNA. I don't think did they have the Boys part? I don't think they did. So I just wrote the Hardys, like what I did with the TNA. When I do TNA stuff. So it was a pretty decent match, but the winner of that match was the Hardys. Good job for the Hardys. But actually, when Nathan Frazier was watching from the ramp was like, it wasn't going down, it was just straight ahead. So they were watching off the ramp, and then they got into the ring and give some respect for the greatest tag team ever. So, ladies and gentlemen, they said, how about we do this? The Hardys versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier. They didn't say a date, but, ladies and gentlemen, Santino Marella made his return to the WWE. He actually came out to the audience and he said that him and Ava has a big announcement, and the announcement was, it will be Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus the Hardys in 2 weeks in Roadblock at Madison Square Garden. And it's not going to be for the NXT Tag Team titles this time. It's going to be for the TNA's World Tag Team Championships at Roadblock. That's going to be crazy. Will we see history? Will Moose win the NXT title? If he doesn't, will Axiom and Nathan Frazier win the tag team titles? Will one of these superstars win another company's championship? There's 2 chances to make it happen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Miss NXT Ariana Grande made her in-ring return because I believe she was injured and she was showing up on TNA a lot. So she wasn't wrestling on NXT. But Lola wants a fight, and she made fun of the Morellas family, saying that they never taught her how to fight. Because this was on top of a roof, and Miss NXT Ariana Grace was talking to her father, Santino Marella, about what's going to happen on NXT and TNA. And Lola Vice wants, who's going to go on TNA, I believe they said. Lola Vice wants to be in the conversation, but they didn't let her be in the conversation. She wasn't part. They weren't talking about her to be going to TNA or stuff like that. But Lola says she wants to fight. She made fun of the Santino and his daughter. So we got this match between Lola Vice and Grace. It was okay. The winner of that match was Lola Vice. Our main events will be the debuts of Ricky Saints teaming up with Javon Evans to versus Wes Lee and Ethan Page. It was a great match. I enjoyed the tag team match. Ricky Saints did a good job. Javon Evans and Ethan Page, almost at the end of the match, they fought in backstage, well, where the audience is. So Ricky Saints was all by himself with Wes Lee and with Tyson and Tyreek. But the winner of that match was Ricky Saints and Javon Evans. And ladies and gentlemen, the 4 crew guys, those 4 guys that attacked Obafemi and Axel and Nathan Frazier at Vengeance Day, they attacked again. They attacked No Quarter Catch Crew after their match with the Hardys. They attack another team. Who in the world is going to stop these guys? They're on social media. They were had a video have a video that they're sitting where the audience is watching the show. So I have no idea what you're going to do with these guys because we don't know where they are. They're not. I guess they're not easy to spot. It should be easy because they're wearing freaking all black and skull mask, face covering, mouth covering, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I don't know how you guys are going to stop these guys. NXT needs to figure out something. Nobody's talking about these guys. The only time they talk about it was Obafemi. But now Obafemi is thinking about Moose. The wrestlers are not saying anything about it. Robert Stone wasn't at NXT because he had a video on social media saying he can't fly to places now because he's hurt. So what's going to happen here? Nobody is safe around here with this dang group around. Ava's not doing anything about it. She's making big announcements with TNA and NXT, but nothing with these 4 men. I don't understand what's going on here. NXT needs to be a higher up, man. To use their heads and their eyes. Watch behind the backs. Because these guys are going to attack anytime. We don't know when. They haven't attacked anyone in the ring this time. They attack people in backstage. So let's see what happens. That's all for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow for AEW results. I don't know what a lot of things are happening. I know the International Championship will be on the line. Takashita versus Orange Cassidy. Whoever wins will be facing Kenny Omega at the Revolution. I was going to say New Year's Revolution. Side W. So yeah, we will see that. 2K25 is coming out. They showed us DDP, his entrance. So it's a different look of DDP. It's not a young DDP, it's a very old DDP. He looks old. So that's different. That's interesting to see what they're going to do with some of these legends. Are they going to show what they really look like if they're alive? Except for the ones that passed, like Andre the Giant or Yokozuna or Umaga. But it was interesting, and they have an interesting arena. Grapple, something. I forgot what it's called. But if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. That's all for today. Tyler's out. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.